stance on the Lauren Barbara Sharief race. Okay. I don't particularly care either way. I really don't. Like, to me, it's not like a personal preference. And I will tell you that I did, in fact, vote for Barbara. And here's why. This is why. Because I happen to know that the party has been purposefully shutting her out and promoting Lauren as if Barbara's not even running, and basically eschewing the whole concept of a primary. And as anybody knows, I loathe that. So I actually did vote for Barbara, because as a matter of principle, that I completely dislike the Democratic Party putting their thumb on a race in a primary, and it just pisses me off. So that's what I did. Huh? But as far as like philosophically or whatever, you're
6 to 1 half.
Yeah, and here's why. You're voting on a Democrat to go to Tallahassee, okay? You're only having somebody play defense. There's nothing else they're going to get done there. So quite honestly, the less corrupt, the better. I don't know Lauren personally. I don't really have a grievance with Lauren.
I've met her. She's nice.
Okay. Yeah. I don't love that the nepotism and the daddy's money that surrounds her so much. Like, that kind of bothers me. But really, ultimately, when the Democrats shut out Barbara Sharief, that just pissed me off.
Yeah, that was totally unacceptable. The bigger reason, and there's many reasons why one would have an issue with them protecting Lauren Book being an incumbent. But let's remember, Barbara Sharief was a county commissioner like 5 minutes ago.
And again, I don't care if she's an unknown person. She qualified. She's on the ballot, and she's running as a Democrat. And I do not like the party not supporting fair primaries.
And again,
I just don't like that.
You do not see this in the GOP. As a matter of fact, one of the very interesting races that is coming up tomorrow is, I believe, Florida's, I want to say 15th congressional district. It was somewhere up by Lakeland. That's where Mr. Looney Tune Anthony Sabatini is running to hopefully turn Route 27 into the Donald Trump highway. It's really going to be great. And
you know what? That actually would be somewhat appropriate, because do you know what the nickname is for 27 from growing up in South Florida forever?
It's probably like Dixie something.
No. Bloody 27.
Bloody 27.
It's called Bloody 27, and it always was growing up down here. It used to be one lane each way. It was the main trucking route through the center of the state, and there was, needless to say, a lot of death and carnage on that route.
Some intentional, some not. Maybe.
Well, I think just in general, very poor lighting. You're basically out driving up a single lane in the Everglades, and truckers drive at night, whatever. It was called Bloody 27. So the fact that would be named for Donald Trump is somewhat kind of poetic, but
interestingly enough, that is a very competitive primary. And the gentleman, I believe Corey, I think it's Corey Mills or something, is the one running. He's actually up by 3 points in the latest poll. And Sabatini is not in first place. You would think he would be, but you know what? That's the beauty.
This is in a Republican primary.
Regardless of what you think of the GOP allows for fair primaries. They have one rule. In the general election, you vote against the Democrat. Period. End of discussion.
But here it's just, I find it really frustrating. I find it extremely frustrating that the Democratic Party, and it isn't just here, it's all over the country. It is. We've had examples of this everywhere. I mean, the amount of internal suppression and ghosting that Democrats get from the Democratic Party is outrageous.
Think of something as simple as this. Think of something as simple as not even conducting not one debate happened between Barbara and Lauren.
Not even a panel discussion.
Nothing.
And not only that, but they purposefully, and now granted, Lauren is the sitting senator, so for her to come and talk at a club meeting makes sense. However, during campaign season, I believe that if somebody, whether they're a sitting representative or not, is running as a candidate and they're invited to something, I personally believe that to be completely above board, you should put the invitation out to the people that are running in that race as well. That's just my opinion. So even though she was there as a sitting senator, let's be real, it's campaign season, and that's why they were having her, and that was them basically endorsing her. Read between the lines.
If you're going to do anything to try to mitigate the problems when it comes to voter suppression, and let's face it, I was saying this listen, we're both mutual friends of Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, who is the congressional representative in Florida's 20th district. We are hoping against all hope that she holds her seat tomorrow.
Guys, seriously. Seriously.
I voted for her.
I don't get to, but it's district related. But seriously, guys, we need Sheila to keep her seat.
And so one of the things that I mentioned when we were at the event the other day, luckily, as Jen always likes to point out, it was indoors. it gets really, really hot here and humid in Florida at this time of year.
Yeah.
And so that is a form of voter suppression. Most people do not want to go out and wait online and vote in 95-degree super humidity.
Well, and then you get places that make rules where you can't give people water while they're in line.
Oh, yeah, or like pizza.
You can't get food or water while you're in line.
I mean, not that you're going to see that problem down here because the lines are nowhere near and again, that's the way it should be. We should want people to be out there voting. But when you don't even allow for any type of a legitimate primary where you basically push out one of the two major candidates for the state Senate, do you really expect people to be coming out to vote?
And by the way, every time I got something that said Lauren Book was going to be there, I forwarded it to Peter and had him tell Barbara about it so that she would be able to be there. Because I just don't like that crap. So
why would you not want to have a competitive primary?
Right. And what that did was it actually lost Lauren my vote.
If we're being honest here, it is very unlikely that Ron DeSantis is going to lose. So one of the main reasons, if we're really being honest, that he is very unlikely to lose is because when you don't have competitive primaries, when you are not getting voters excited about the prospect of going to the polls and knowing what these candidates are fighting for and having these down ballot candidates like a Rod Velez or Raymond Adderley that are running, how the hell do you think you're going to wake people up in November and say, oh, yeah, get out to the polls? We're going to have probably like a 10 to 11% voter turnout tomorrow. Do you know how pathetic that is?
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
It's bad. It's bad. And you know what? This is something that the Democratic Party is just having to learn the hard way. It's just unfortunate that we're having
I don't think they're learning anything
on the sidelines. Well, it just keeps happening. But, they keep putting up candidates that can't motivate anybody to go vote, let alone young people. Like, forget it. But I actually am so tired of the whole election process. I actually think that everybody who turns 18 just automatically should be getting a ballot in the mail, and that you get your ballot in the mail. And then if you want to go vote during a voting period, fine, you can if you want to. But yeah, I just believe in automatic registration, automatic vote by mail. And that to me would solve a lot of the problems. Yeah. And that also has to be postage included, which we do have in Florida, but apparently not all states do. Postage should be included. Everybody gets a ballot. Everybody who's 18 is registered to vote. It's not rocket science, people. Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.